Light gauge steel frame combined with composite decking for an outdoor deck attached to the structure and or free floating. Tracy Vega, ARC 114F. The picture on this slide shows a current light gauge steel frame and composite deck in the process of being constructed. Traditional wood frame decking over time will weaken, whether by an invasion of termites, moisture, or dry rot, and it can be a very expensive item to replace. Appeal and aesthetics: moisture resistant, steel does not bow or twist, cuts to specifications, less waste. Composite deck material is fade resistant. The picture to your left is the underneath of a light gauge steel frame deck attached to the second story of a residence using composite decking. The picture on your right is a swimming pool that has been drained, and they have created a light gauge steel frame to put decking on to create a floating outdoor deck. Functionality: it's easy installation, greater flexibility than wood, and it lasts longer than wood frames. The picture on your left is your traditional wooden deck frame. The picture in the middle is your light gauge steel deck frame. And the picture on your right is the light gauge steel deck frame with composite being installed. Structural integrity: when combined with composite material, it creates a deck that will last considerably longer than wood. Steel is easier to damage than wood. And in saying that, instead of the piece of steel would be bent, it would lose its durability and then would have to be replaced with another. So you would make sure that your structure would be strong. And the composite can also get chipped if you drag a piece of furniture or something hits it in the right spot, and you would have to replace that. Those are minor in comparison to what happens with wood when the termites or moisture get to it. It does take less weight and steel to support a deck. And in saying that, it means that you will use fewer footings, and that is very cost effective. Composite decking does not splinter or warp. The picture on your left is a freestanding steel structure used for shade coverage in a park. The picture in the middle is a completed light gauge steel frame for a deck waiting for composite. And the picture on your right is a completed composite and light gauge steel deck. You notice there's two-tone wood, so you can be pretty creative with how you want to put your deck together. You can do designs, you can go with one color, you can go with several colors. It's a completely versatile material. Durability: it is light gauge steel and composite decking is resistant to termites, molds, and dry rot. Light gauge steel can rust, so to avoid rusting, whenever you cut into or drill into it, you need to use a sealer to prevent the rust from taking over, and that will keep it preserved. Composite decking is low maintenance and requires only rinsing off with occasional soft brushing to clean. The picture on your left is a picture of a deck in progress that is a light gauge steel frame, and that is composite decking currently being installed that is also on a residence. The picture on your right is the taking care of the structure or of the composite. And as you can see, it's basically a soft broom and water in a bucket, and sweep it off or rinse it off with a hose, and it will clean it, and very low maintenance. It is easier to work with and requires less job site cuts. Most of these are cut in the shop, so you'll receive the material with your specifications with very few cuts on job sites. So that means your cleanup at the job site is going to be a lot less, and you can recycle a good percent of what you have left over because your metal is recyclable. The cost can be a factor, but using less material and fewer footings, the cost between wood and steel does even itself out. Composite decking is made from recycled material like grocery bags and plastic milk jugs. Composite decking comes in many different colors. The picture to your far left is just a standard picture of what composite decking looks like, or what a form of composite decking looks like. The picture next to it is a completed composite deck with that kind of material. The third picture is, again, something you can use composite material for. It is part of a deck, so it's a chair, and it's got the lightweight steel as a frame and the composite decking as its seat, and I believe its cover. And the picture on the far right is just the variety of colors that composite decking can come into. The combination of these materials as decking will provide a deck or free-floating structure for years to come with little to no need for maintenance or replacement. So when the time comes to replace your deck and frame, I would advise just seeing what has come onto the market as like the newest technology, so that you won't have to spend money every 5 or 10 years trying to upgrade your deck. So if this material is currently available and it seems to be something that has a long life, then this is the material that I would suggest that you would use to replace this particular structure. And that should go down the line with everything. Each time you have to do some sort of um, a redo at your house, an upgrade, you want an upgrade, you want to check and see what the latest technology is out there and apply it accordingly. My references: www.deckmagazine.com, design, construction, framing decks with steel joists; www.thisoldhouse.com, ideas all about composite decking; fortressdeck.com, blog 2017-1201, build steel frame deck, and the images were provided by Google Images.